Remember, they're fearing me because they're from bloodlines that never became men. That includes the military and the police, not just corporate groups and social clubs and so on and so forth. If you think about it, you think about them carefully and how they do things and how they move and think and operate, you'll come to that conclusion real fast. Okay? So they're trying to make it so I sound gay or like a corporate guy giving a PowerPoint presentation. You know, sometimes they try to make it so I sound manic. They edit my videos. They fuel me to achieve that effect. It's 2022. I have no tolerance for people who pretend that they don't have that ability or that they don't have the motive to do so, or that you should believe other people about this and not me, even though I have 22 witnesses. And the type of person I am is far more honorable and believable than anyone else and everyone else put together. Okay, so Proverbs 23:17. Do not let your heart envy sinners, but always be zealous for the fear of the Lord. Proverbs 23:23. Buy the truth and sell it. Buy the truth and do not sell it. And do not sell it. Wisdom and instruction and insight as well. Okay, obviously by obeying God through me is how you purchase it before I die. Okay, Proverbs 23:27. For an adulterous woman is a deep pit, and a wayward wife is a narrow well. Like a bandit, she lies in wait and multiplies the unfaithful among men. She's waiting with her hand out. She's waiting to let some punk-ass social controllers tell her what to do. It's really pitiful. Okay, they multiply the unfaithful. Again, the Bible is very much about telling you when to breed and when not to breed. In Luke 23, one of the last things Jesus said was, "Blessed are the childless women, the breasts that never nursed, the wombs that never bore." He said that time will come when you say this. And he was saying it to you. He said, you're going to say this and you're going to be right about it. There's no other way to look at it. Okay? He'll say that the hills and the mountains fall on us and cover us and so on and so forth. Okay? It doesn't take a genius to see that the people who are persecuting me are on some coward bitch ass shit. I was more mature than they are when I literally was 10 years old, 8 years old, 5 years old. You know, it's almost hard to believe, but I'm sure that you people, as you've observed, the corporate types, the cops, the intelligence agencies, you know, people who put themselves in positions where they're supposed to be responsible and the types of people you're supposed to look up to, but they're acting like complete greedy babies, saying my toy, and give them a bribe and all this nonsense. They're on some bitch ass fucking shit. If you look at pictures of me, even after they edit them, and try to make it look like there's a fairy picture or something, you can still tell that I'm more mature, and that I was more mature as a child than they are now. I mean, it is fucking outrageous. Okay, I do not believe we are the same species. Okay, so my species is the highest of this world, and theirs is the lowest. Okay, you see all these geeks and nerds and brutes and so on and so forth. Anyway, Proverbs 24:1. Do not envy the wicked, do not desire their company, for their hearts plot violence and their lips talk about making trouble. Okay? You know, when they refuse to give me my rightful place, by default, violence results. Look at Oakland, Baltimore, D.C., okay, Dallas, and so on and so forth. All kinds of violence occurs when you people do not give me my rightful place. So in your heart, you're plotting violence. You're desiring despicable shit that cowards who plot violence desire. And their lips, their actions, and their words talk about making trouble. Saying 27:15, do not lurk like a thief near the house of the righteous, do not plunder their dwelling places. Is it a coincidence that in Proverbs 24, I believe it is, saying 27, I guess it is, it says, do not lurk like a thief near the house of the righteous, do not plunder their dwelling place. When in Proverbs 23:27, it says that an adulterous woman is like a bandit and she lies in wait and multiplies the unfaithful among men. Okay, so it has to do with romance and reproduction. Okay, that's the pattern we see in Proverbs again and again. They connect things together. For example, Proverbs 23:17 is like Proverbs 24:1, and it's not far away from it. And they say, do not let your heart envy sinners, but always be zealous for the fear of the Lord. Proverbs 24:1, do not envy the wicked, do not desire their company, for their hearts plot violence, and their lips talk about making trouble. So it's elaborating on the scripture from the chapter before. So here we see, okay, not too many, here we see the next chapter again, and it says, do not lurk like a thief near the house of the righteous, do not plunder their dwelling place. Okay, do not cheat them out of attractive women. Because when you do, that attractive woman is a slut that multiplies the unfaithful. For an adulterous woman is a deep pit, and a wayward wife is a narrow well. Like a bandit, she lies in wait and multiplies the unfaithful among men. Did they say, hey, it's okay because they'll be redeemed and we're all sinners? No. The church is way the fuck off with their explanations about marriage and how they marry people and so on. They don't know what the hell they're talking about, not even close. Okay, so again, it says, do not lurk like a thief near the house of the righteous, do not plunder the dwelling place. For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. But the wicked stumble when calamity strikes. It's talking about, okay, when they die, they're going to stumble and there's no coming back, right? They're going to go to hell, okay? And when things go wrong, they act like bitches and so on and so forth. Saying 29:19, do not fret because of evildoers or be envious of the wicked. For the evildoer has no future hope, and the lamp of the wicked will be snuffed out. So again, it says, you see that? See how that goes? They go again and again and again. They say, look, don't forget this. Okay, and early on in Proverbs, it says, write this on your heart. Write it on a tablet. Put it on your wall. Right? Don't forget what is being said. Live what is being said. Psalm 27:15. Okay, it says, better the little that the righteous have than the wealth of many wicked. See, it goes again and again. It says, stop being a gold-digging bitch. Stop being a social norm fanatic. Okay? Look for actual righteousness in reality. That you don't look in the church. It's a thorn bush. It's a thistle. It's not a fig tree. It's not the tree of life, so to speak. Okay, saying 30:21, fear the Lord and the King, my son, do not join with rebellious officials. This is one of the sayings. So in Proverbs, at some point, it starts with sayings, and they number the sayings, not just the chapter and the verse, okay, but the sayings are numbered in the chapter as well. So I believe this is also from Proverbs 24, and it's saying 30, okay? And it says, fear the Lord and the King, my son, do not join with the rebellious officials. So it's saying, first and foremost, do not cheat me out of anything. Nothing. Not out of a fucking cookie. Okay, it says, look, it says in saying 27:15, do not lurk like a thief near the house of the righteous, do not plunder their dwelling place. For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again, but the wicked stumble when calamity strikes. So say, oh, this guy gets taken to jail, he gets crippled, or he gets fumed every day. It's like, look, that doesn't fucking matter, okay? It's like, you fucking dumbass. Sayings 30:21 says, look, if you still don't get it, you stupid shit. Fear the Lord and the King, my son. Do not join with rebellious officials. Fear them. Do not be stupid enough to not fear God enough to rebel against, to not obey. So again, organized rapists hire hackers to cut off the video at a certain part and in certain parts because they're dumb. And I'm going to make a video after this, about why that is stupid, for a way that kids can understand, and so on and so forth. All right, so we look at saying 30:21 again. It says, fear the Lord and the King, my son, do not join with the rebellious officials. 22, for those two will send sudden destruction on them, and who knows what calamities they can bring. So it says, even for the agnostic, okay, the rebellious officials are going to be punished to the extreme, and who knows how severely it will be. So if you care about your kid, right, it even says, my son, it says, fear the Lord and the King, my son. It's saying to you and your offspring, and what you're supposed to say to your offspring. It says, fear the Lord and the King, my son, do not join with rebellious officials, for those two will send sudden destruction on them, and who knows what calamities they can bring. Now, it goes to Proverbs 22:15, which I put at the end, which is around the same time as that chapter, as Proverbs 24. And it says, folly is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline will drive it away. So the rod of discipline, first and foremost, is the idea of me sitting on the throne with some sort of a staff or rod or sword, some symbol of authority, okay, and bringing in authoritative rulings. It's sad that the state, the corporate state, they think that they should prevent me from being seen as an authority figure. This is part of the sickness of Western culture. Okay, there's a bunch of racists, rich scientific racists, sexual sadists, organized rapists, white, Jew, and LGBT people, and the token minorities that they've trained often for generations, okay, who say that no one should look good or authoritative but them and those who kiss their ass. It is very, very sick, Very, very stupid to tell everyone that it's a free and open society. Then behind the scenes say if they look better than us, sabotage them. If they seem authoritative, sabotage them. That's key in why they're doing this. They are, that's what social clubs are, secret societies, right? They have secret orders, secret oaths, secret proceedings, secret meetings. Even JFK said it in a speech to the world. He said that's what's going on here, and it's a huge fucking problem. It's going on here and around the world. Not just communism. Communism sprang up from secret societies. That's what he was saying. Okay? And these secret societies obviously have a long history. Damn near most, if not most, the adult population in America was known historically during the golden age of fraternities here in America to be in secret societies and fraternities. It was the late 1800s and the early 1900s when that was, and it kind of came to a head with the Klan, and the Klan had as many as, if I remember correctly, it was like 4 to 6 million members or something in its heyday, and that second Klan dispersed in, I believe, the late 1940s, if I remember correctly. And, it happened after one of the high-ranking Klan members had a notorious rape on a train, okay, of Oberholzer, if I remember correctly, okay? So a rape ended the second Klan. These were organized rapists, and they were thought of in fraternities, which were organized rapists historically. And there's no way to miss that. I challenge the Freemasons because the burden of proof is on them. Just like if you're associated with the Nazis, the burden of proof is on you to prove that you're not racist, okay, because the overwhelming amount of evidence says you are. Okay, if you're in the Klan, the burden of proof is to prove you're not a racist. The burden of proof is on the Freemasons to prove that they're not a scientific racist organization, and to prove that they're not an organized rapist organization, and to prove that it isn't dumber than shit for them and their families to move against me. The burden of proof is on them. I challenge them to prove that the connection between them and all the rapes in the militaries of the countries of the world, Russia, Germany, America, you name it, all the countless rapes that Freemasons in the military have committed. Okay, I challenge you to prove that that is not part of Masonry because it's so common among Freemasons and the groups that they come up with, like the Ku Klux Klan. Nathan Bedford Forrest was initiated as a Freemason. So the burden of proof is on you when all these rape groups and all these racist groups are affiliated with you. Okay? Are you an organized rapist organization using rape by deception, which is reinforcing the psychological construct? Listen carefully to what I'm saying that you're guilty of. You're guilty of being organized rapist, at least of organizing rape by deception by reinforcing social norms, which confuses people about who to date because social norms have nothing to do with moral precision. There's like, who does that? And then people get married. Okay? So you're guilty as can be of that. And quite often, certainly you must have members who are Freemasons who are rapists, okay, and whose Masonry doesn't lift a finger to correct. Okay, was the Me Too movement started by Freemasons, or was it started by women who are the victims of businessmen, many of them Freemasons? There's no other way around it. So I'll say to you, I can't prove, I don't have a list of Freemasons who are guilty of rape or something, but the overwhelming amount of evidence says that they're a organized rape organization. It's like all the fraternities and all the fucking institutions in America. Institutional racism and institutional rapists, rape activity. Rapist and racist are very much connected. The Klans raped countless people, and so on and so forth. The Klan. Okay. So that's that.